All right, Todd. You know, Mikhail, probably the best of all the Western scene personalities. What is this? What's it gonna be?
Apparently, I mean, he went Altar Ziggurat, so it's gonna be a fast Death Knight. Ted Fiends, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. So, did the Crypt Lord maybe fall out of favors with Mikael? It seems like it could be the case. We already kind of noticed that in the vetoes.
Yeah.
Seemingly wanting to play more standard here. I think Sok is very good against standard. He usually plays a fast expansion style with then into Castle and with Knight's Breaker Flying Machine. But Sok might be thinking that this could be Crypt Lord, so then he might be playing different. Maybe that's what Mikael's counting on.
That would be a big surprise. Of course, we know the 6 skeleton harass here on Northern Isles always strong since 1.2.0 introduced it. I don't know, 9 months ago or something. Since then, no real weapon has been found against it. But yeah, we talk a lot about Michael's rise recently, back into the top tier of the scene. But don't underestimate Sok. In WCG, he was eliminated, but it was really close. And before that, he has defeated Moon, he has defeated 1.2.0. He's definitely on his way to the tier 1 as well. There was a little bit of a roadblock there, but in general, his shape is rising as well. So it's two of the most promising players and most improving players in recent weeks facing each other.
Yeah, with Idfi starting to play more and more other races, and Undead in particular, it feels like that top spot as human is almost up for grabs. Like most people would say, you know, currently it's TH00, but he hasn't necessarily had the best of results all the time or super consistently either. So Sok is definitely very high up there in terms of human players. And it would be fun to see a new guy, you know, like historically, it feels like we've only had very few players at the top for human, Infi, and TH obviously at the top of that list for the longest time now. And yeah, it looks like there's going to be an expansion in a second. He gets the experience from the Acolyte, that's always nice to get that little bit of extra boost. And yeah, the Footmen on the other side of the map right now for Sok saw that the Death Knights would be late to harass an expansion. And actually, Mikael might get this extra camp. I didn't see if he went for backpack, but if he did, then usually that Fiend grabs the second rod of Necromancy, drops it on the Death Knight, and then you go to the Expo and you try and kill as many peasants as you can.
He didn't, so it's just gonna be the 2 remaining sets Rod of Necromancy. Use that one as well. So he moves back, creeps the camp, gets one from the shop, saves the resource on backpack, attacks a little faster, but he completely misses the natural expansion creep spot. And it's gonna arrive a little later.
Yeah, he had to run home to grab the second rod of Necromancy, so even though his tech is going to be a little bit quicker than if he had made backpack, it definitely puts this timing a little bit more behind. And Sok, seeing this entire movement with his 1 Footman on the other side of the map, he squeezed in that little bit of extra creeping here with the Morlock camp. Great positioning. Look at this. He's gonna he put a Footman on the left side, his army on the right side, and he's trying to prevent those units from getting too deep here and killing those peasants.
Yeah, the first one to do this was, I guess, Blade, and his defenses are always very, very good. But Mikael is finding a different angle to attack here, killing more and more peasants, and that's exactly why Northern Isles can be so good for Undead.
Archmage gets to level 3 from these skeletons, and one more coil. Okay, that was quite a few peasants that died, I think like 3, 4. And usually what that means, like you might be like, oh, okay, well, he's just sending militia from the main base. Look at how many peasants are mining wood in the main base of Sok. And look at his wood. When is he ever going to take? That's the big problem here with this. When you lose this many peasants early on, is that you just cannot take for the longest time. And yeah, it's going to take forever now for him to take. On the other hand, Undead is almost tier 2. If he wants, he can start tier 3 immediately. And then decide what he wants to prioritize. Does he get statues? Does he maybe rush destroyers to try and bust the expansion?
Yeah, the normal rhythm here is you harass once with the DEK and the Rod of Necromancy, then you harass once more with the Lich and the First Fiends, and then you push once more with the Pit Lord. So there's 3 waves basically that you have to defend as a human, and you're absolutely right, the tech advantage for Michael is monstrous. But where does he go? He continues creeping at first. Maybe need some more HP, let the Unholy Aura work on your DK and your Fiends, gathering strength, and wait for the Lich.
Yeah. We see Soki's working on his peasant count on wood. He has to do that for a while now. And Mikhail actually not prioritizing at all the tech, the quick tech to tier 3. I wonder, maybe because of the amount of peasants that he killed, is like, well, you won't have the wood to start tech plus enough towers. So then he can just go for a lot of fiends and then do this never-ending push, basically, where you just keep killing towers. You can even target down the tunnel, you know, if you get +1, +2 attack on those fiends.
I was thinking for a second, like, Mikhail, are you time traveling 6 years back and try to push this on tier 2 with a wagon? But he's not insane, so he's taking to tier 3 and let the big undead tier 3 strength work for him. Skipping all the creeps spots in the middle, so this is the big lich push, has some decent damage items on him as well. No level 3 yet, so need some more peasants to kill this off. Walks in range of the arcane. Okay, now moves out again. Where's the Nova's gonna end up? Not using it yet. Maybe wants to save it for the footman.
Yeah, I think he needs to. I don't think he would be that good on the peasants here. Death Knight doesn't have too much mana to work with, but he's almost 3 here. If he could just kill a few units before having to use that. Look at Soki, bought time. He's being very patient. Now he's going around with the footmen, threatening us around here.
Nice flank indeed. Seems like Sok has a good idea on how to survive, on how to distract, on how to buy time. And this is no news to us. He has defeated Happy at WGL before, so this has always been one of his big and strongest matchup historically. And I think he's doing a very good job. He's saving a lot of footmen, can trade them later. They are supposed to die in the mid-game, late-game transition. And Mikhail is not finding many kills.
Yeah, I think he's just preserving his fiend count. He's just making sure he doesn't take a really bad fight on the other side of the map. You know, sometimes you can get surrounded by militia, suddenly it's going to be very bad. So he's kiting a little bit, and then once he gets orb, he's going to be like, all right, you want to fight with those footmen, let's fight. A surround being threatened. He was able to get out. There's a footman at the front blocking a little bit. Sok has done a very good job chasing that army down.
Yes.
Actually, with great movement.
Mikhail is far away from where he's supposed to be, and that is at the new town hall, at the expansion. You want to do constant pressure, want to kill workers, so Sok has to spend resources in getting them back. You want to put pressure on the towers, so you spend resources in repairing them. But this is a relatively smooth tier 1 into tier 2 transition? That's a Nagaton!
What the? I mean, that is not supposed to be particularly good, especially because he bought that at the time. There is an orb now. Welcome to the game, Naga. Enjoy your stay.
There's no coil, but there's
he has boots, actually. He can get out.
What?
Oh, the Lich.
What? Okay. Naga with a potion survives. DK is far away from the rest of the army, so there is no coil here at the moment. What is this mid-game?
This is so weird, yeah. I think Mikhail should have realized early that the Naga wasn't gonna die. He kind of overextended here, wasted time. It would have been better to stay grouped in the center and then creep the merchant, probably, because he needs that extra gold to be able to afford to go to 50 supply quickly, get that third hero. Ideally, like, you'd get a pit lord here. Yeah. But now that there is a Naga in the game, it's like really weird. It's like, do you still go pit lord?
Fiends around. That's probably another kill because the DK, as we saw, he was chasing the Naga. He was so far away from his statues. This means he has no mana regen. This means he has only one coil now. First destroyer is up though, but now a kingdom for a Stormbolt, obviously. Lots of pressure on the DK, lots of pressure. Sok is getting way too many kills in this early game. Mid-game.
Mikhail's getting an Acolyte. He's gonna expand, looks like.
Okay.
This is really weird. Usually most undeads here, they grab a pit lords. And they would go for the big push on the human expo, but Mikhail is like, okay, well, I feel like you've done too much damage. One of my statues is really low. Death Knight is not healthy. He gets a Ring of Regen. That's actually going to be a big help. But in the meantime, Sok is securing the merchant. Very important item you can get from this is making flying machines to counter destroyers. And we already see the double barracks to go into knights.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Fast production there, fast sundering blades. And then you have good damage against the Fiends. And so far, Michael doesn't have too much to stop, and Wand of the Wind can be great, of course. The question now is, for me, what third hero will we see? Is it the Paladin for sustain? Is it the Mountain King? What is this?
Yeah, it has to be a Paladin, I think, every time. To keep your heroes alive. Like, if you go Mountain King, yes, you're gonna have some lockdown and some extra damage, but the lack of healing will kill you. Because then the hero nuking will just be too much. But yeah, Lich being 3 here is actually very dangerous. Now we see Mikael pressing forward. I wonder if Sok is reading this perfectly and saw the expo. I'm not sure. It looks like he's sending footmen around, so he might have... That's big, actually. Because that's going to force Mikael to send ghouls to his expo, but he doesn't have wood.
Oh yeah, he's walking straight there. Real good scout. We got 5 gyros, 1 taken out. Flag cannons are ready, but at the moment only 1 destroyer, so not really necessary. This air AoE. Footmen find the target, and the damage should be enough. The question is, how much damage will he receive at his expansion?
And we got +2 on the way as well for Mikael. He really needs to... Oh, he canceled the gold mine at his expo. Wow, that's 3 footmen.
That's a lot
really
of kills.
Worth it.
With the
they wouldn't have done anything in the fight anyway, so it's so good to send them there and have them achieve that. I'm not sure why Mikael is so worried about 2 towers. There's only 2 heroes behind him. He could have just gone in. Maybe he was worried about Militia showing up behind. There it is. Maybe Wand of the Wind can be used now.
Killed one of the Militia already. Naga! Deep trouble. Invo Potion saves her. And the Militia are doing quite some damage. Web on the gyros, but no kills. And now the double Rex Knights come in.
He could actually Cyclone one of the Knights here to reduce the damage. Just fight the other one with Orb. Finding 2 at once is definitely harder. Web's one of the flying machines. Those 3 footmen on the other side of the map going ham.
Pally! One of the Wind! Surround! Oh, Sock's losing 2 heroes in a row.
There's Staff. No, he's not going to lose that.
Ah, okay.
Yes, Staff. I think Mikael respected those 2 towers a little too much. He could have just gone in, bursted them down, and then suddenly you're forcing human to always be fighting you. He could even have placed himself, you know, in one of those corners, but playing a little bit timid, and he's still ignoring those footmen at his expo.
He's repairing against it, but this is constant resources he loses, and he's up against 2 bases, so the economy of Mikael is not looking too great. Hero levels...
Sundering Blade's on the way now as well.
Yeah.
And like once human has as many knights as Sok is about to have, he already has 4 with the 5th one in production. Sok's supply was doing amazing. He's getting +2 attack. Those knights are gonna cut down those fiends like cabbage, as Happy said it.
We're gonna get casters as well. With the Sanctum coming up, Ring of Region, Naga's back, Paladin was saved, Army of Socks getting bigger and better. Now red spot, Legion Doomhorn, pretty unfortunate. But the levels of Mikael are getting there, close to 4-4-3.
Dude, he's gonna make sauerkraut out of these fiends. I'm telling you. Mikael needs to start using a lot of frost armor on many of his units, because that's really what can protect him a little better against those knights.
He transitions into abominations with Disease Cloud.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just that the supply of stock is going to go out of control, because now he's creeping, he's already secured one of the red camps. And Mikael's going to try and expand it to the top left-hand side. Those footmen killed the necropolis at the expo, are you kidding me? Best 3 footmen ever, the 3 musketeers.
Exactly, they need a Medal of Honor here. And now Michael is supply stuck as well, right when he wanted to go into the A-bomb transition. I mean, he's buying some time with the Disease Cloud upgrade. Wait, he cancelled it. Did he cancel the A-bomb as well? No. Weird game.
Yeah, he made 2 A-bombs, then goes into Disease Cloud.
Ah, okay.
That's 94.5. Pit Lord really needs level 3 very soon, ideally.
So close.
And I'm guessing he's going to go cleave level 2. It's kind of hard with knights sometimes to reach the backline and the fiends, but if you're able to do that, you're going to do really well with that many knights. So it's really for Mikael to try and prevent those knights from getting there, and for Sok to make sure he gets there. Oh my god, imagine if Mikael went in, killed that tower, and then placed himself behind this wall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would
have been
nasty.
impossible for these knights to get a good position. But now he moves back out. He's out in the open. Let's see.
So many knights. They're all slow now as they attack the Lich. Once again, good webs here, good coil as well. Love the army composition by Sok, actually. Not too many gyros. Heavy on air, as he knows his biggest threat are the fiends. Michael trying to kite out of this, but knights are fast.
He actually went Rain of Fire level 2 here. I think after you can web some of these flying machines, and then ideally you want to Rain of Fire both the flying machines plus knights. Great repositioning from Mikael. Look at this. He's wearing down this knight counts, cyclones, the Naga Sea Witch. There's no dispel for Sok. He's being chased back. Mikael with 58 supply is expanding on the top left-hand side in the meantime. And that Death Knight is 1 unit away from getting level 5.
Now we're talking. Now we have ourselves a game. Now Michael is finally in shape. And the Expo is up. Fortifies it. Can of course easily be pushed. I mean, one tank from this workshop going to the left. That's some good pressure. And he scouts it.
Those peasants at the Expo, they're already so low. One Rain of Fire here would spell disaster. Sok tries to go for one of those fiends. The Knight is going to have to be staffed out immediately. Goes for the next one. Burrow would have been nice. There's not many flying machines left. If he kills them all, then there's no detection.
These Knights are falling way quicker than I would expect them to. Sok is still summoning the water elementals. I think it's a mistake. It's just feeding. It's not doing too much. A little pressure on the destroyer, but usually that's what the gyros are there for. And it's just too much experience. Another Knight down. The entire early game or mid game was pretty good for Sok, but now in the late game feels like Michael is taking advantage of this game.
Yeah, Pala is 3 now. So if Sok ever was going to start doing better, I think he would be right about now. But the problem is that Death Knight is not really running out of mana. Yeah. And the positioning on Mikael, look at this! He moves in a spot where the Knights just can't get into a position where they're doing enough. Finally, he's going to get a Fiend, but he's taking so much damage. Disease Cloud is already applied on everything.
The big bone Pit Lord with the Frost Armor on him. What a tank he is. But Sok is breaking through, finds damage on the statues. That takes the regen out of this army, and he's moving around now. Gets another Holy Light on that Naga. The healing is great on level 2, but he definitely has a mana problem, despite the Brilliance Aura.
Oh my god, these Fiends. Where are you guys going? You're drunk.
Oh no. Yeah, then sweet double kill for Sok. The match going back and forth, I like it. Probably the most entertaining game we've seen in all of Asia.
Yeah. Like I said, if we were to see closer games and maybe a close series, it'd have to be this one. I believe it's what, rank 11 against 12 or 12 against 13. So definitely pretty close together in those world rankings. Remember that on this map, by the way, the main and the Expo mined out at about the same time. And Sok took Expo way earlier, so if Mikael can keep this even just a close game, he will be able to do well, as he will have more gold available on his Expo, because he took that way later. But Sok is on 80 supply or very close to it, and I think now he's marching forward. And with his upgrades, he's hoping that he's going to be able to do well enough in the fight to maybe finish this. But that Death Knight level 5 is always so scary.
Especially for the Naga. She is not the tankiest of all heroes. Speaking of tankiest stuff, we have a tank with a 0-1 upgrade. Might just do exactly what I suggested. Send it to the expansion, cause a distraction, cause Mikael to move back. To get more.
Sok has triple staff.
Oh,
So he's counting on this Knight front line to get in there. Oh, well, that's not what you want in front. Okay.
Oh, sweet Holy Light though.
But yeah, those Knights are so scary. There's a lot of them. They've got good upgrades. And he's going to rely on whatever being targeted getting staffed out. But with Destroyers, Knights can go down very fast.
3 of them now. Not too much mana. Can just use the statues for it, but then you lose some regen. Sok is distracting here. It's just a tug of war going back and forth, but at the same time, he's also expanding for the second time in the bottom right.
Yeah, I expect that to be scouted. Mikael should realize he needs to check that corner just in case here very soon, maybe with like 1 goal or something. And no more upgrades starting for Mikael. We still have the Knights on 2 and 1 and the Fiends on 2-0. One Knight is gonna fall. A little bit surprised he didn't staff on time there.
Okay, tank arrives in the main. He didn't send it to the Expo. Maybe it was too easy to deal with, but the ghouls should do this easily as well. He's in range of the main. And now we might get another fight here. It's so many Knights, but it feels like they can't reach because Michael is just moving into this choke, using the map to his advantage all the time.
He could actually rain on fire like 4 or 5 farms up there if he wanted to.
True.
Sok has a big problem because he lost the workshop that was at his Expo.
Yeah.
And then now he only has 4 flying machine against 3 destroyers. And he's remaking the workshop. It seems like Mikael might have realized that, so now he engaged. Knights finally coming in.
Statue taken out with the long-range Archmage shots. Knights are taking a lot of damage. Oh, the Pit Lord a little bit in trouble here with the lightning follow-up, but we get a level 5 Lich. Super strong nuke. No! But the Holy Light is ready. Takes out the Pit Lord, and that's the big blocker gone.
Yeah, that's what he was counting on here. Thanks to Orb and some nice target fire. Lightning, Holy Lights. Reloads pretty fast, that Holy Lights. And you always have mana for it. And now Mikael was forced back. He has Lich 5 though.
Yeah. Getting the Pit Lord back. But his main is about to expire in a bit. His expansion is of course running. Sock's expansion expiring in 400. The main in 900. But he has the 3rd base up.
I don't know if the 3rd base was scouted. I see an Acolyte coming back home with like
yeah,
low
he had an
points.
Acolyte there.
Yeah, so I mean, there's one guard tower. I guess technically he could send a bunch of ghouls, maybe buy a Cypher, blow that up. And Sock's trying to get on top of this army. He does not want to fight on Blights at the expansion, and where there's the 2 towers as well. So he's trying to get on top of the army of Blights here, ideally on top of the Fiends. It's for Mikael to try and prevent that. There's still not enough flying machines to deal with those destroyers. Mikael trying to kite as well as he can. One more Fiend will fall, but now he's on the chase.
That's so many kills for Sock. But yeah, it turns around a little bit. What a sweet staff. Dude, is Sock playing himself in a frenzy right now? The staffs are on point. The focus fire with the Knights as well. 3 Knights attacking 1 Fiend. They last like 2 seconds with the against the Thundering Blades. And it feels like Sock is taking the game from here. 1,200 gold for him as well.
Yeah, the problem for him is that now Mikael has +3 attack on those Fiends, so they're gonna do a lot of damage, but he's lost a lot of them. I guess it applies also to destroyers. Can we get a coil on time on that bomb? Yes, just barely in the nick of time. Lich being level 5 here, if you can just spam a lot of Novas on these Knights, he's gonna wear them down and kill them all eventually. And now Mikael's taking the Expo, the natural. He's remaking Pit Lords. Look at how many Knights are at home healing. With this.
Oh my god, 4 Knights. Of course it takes some time to heal them up. Archmage goes for an invul and a heal scroll. The standing army of Sock at the moment is very, very small, but thanks to the heroes, he's still able to take some kills. You said the damage of the Fiends is great, but they have to kite all the time. I think their DPS is not the greatest at the moment. They're constantly moving. They constantly have to get out of range of the Knights, so they don't shoot too often.
And now with a lot of them having already died, you know, it feels like when you play with Fiends, you need to have the critical mass. If you're gonna have like 6 or 7 with the orb, it's always so much better. Mikael was gonna move into the Expo. He sees that it's mine out. He's like, oh, I don't even need to push this. I'm out of here.
Not worth it, exactly. More Fiends. 3 Fiends queued. Mikael's a little out of resources right now. Is there something to get? A heal scroll, an invul potion. His expos are both up, though, so it's 2 base versus 1 base in a second.
I think a heal scroll is really good. If you can have a couple units pull back with like half hit points, like 2 or 3, and then you use that, it's already been worth. And against Fort Lightning in particular. But yeah, Sock on 77 supply, main's mined out, so it's only about that 3rd base having gold now, whereas Mikael, remember, he took the expo later, and then the 3rd base also later, so he's gonna have a much more gold to work with. So now Sock is the one that's pressured into a situation where he probably feels like he needs to attack. Actually, he should sacrifice a lot of his peasants. They're kind of useless right now.
Yeah, feels like it.
He's gonna pull them. Oh my god, he's sending them to battle.
Okay.
They're coming.
90 supply. The police is coming. Can they arrest some undeads? Good webs by Mikael, but 1 destroyer might fall. The damage. Oh no, the coil was ready. Knights are suffering a little as well. Damage over time, of course, insane with the disease cloud. Micro is good. 1 fiend safe. 1 goes down. The anti-air of Sock, a little underwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Mikael's playing this so well. The Archmage is gonna get targeted. He has an invuln. He's gonna wait till the last second and use that. He waits until there is web on those flying machines, and then he rain of fires on them. And those destroyers, they've been there forever. 3-2 upgrades for Mikael. Death Knight surrounded now. He does have Town Portal, but he's gonna chase those Knights. And Sock has lost so much. He's replenishing pretty quickly. He's tipping to the expo.
Yeah.
To kill those peasants.
Mass murder. Oh my god, the Nova onto these peasants is gonna be sick. 1 Knight was supposed to take out the Haunted, but he didn't get too many kills. Sock is in big trouble now.
Why did you TP? For that 1 Knight? He was like right there. Is it animate dead time, by the way?
I mean, Knights could be great to increase your front line, but for that you have to kill them first. And against the triple staff, that is a little bit of an issue. It feels like, though, Michael is turning into this marathon man. Whenever I see a game of his, we have to ask, like, will we mine out this entire map? That has been the case against DreamHack.
I don't think we will, because Sok is desperate. I think he realized there was way more gold available for Mikael, so he's going for it, and I don't think this is gonna work.
Fiends are getting slaughtered, though. Still 72 supply. Sok down to 60. If a hero falls, this is Michael's game.
He's doing a good job killing the Fiends, but the heroes are always left over. Death Knight rebought a Town Portal. That was very smart. He could still get out. There's a fort landing. Okay, he uses DTP now, and he uses it in the main. Paladin actually fell in the meantime.
Can he kill this?
Like, the heroes are really low now.
I don't know how long Sok can stay in this. I mean, even if he TPs, the Naga, okay, maybe with an invul. He's taking out every single Acolyte, so this is a lot of resources going into this. Dodges the coil, TPs out. Naga, no! Is not safe. Mikael takes the win on Northern Isles on what was the best match we've had all fall in Asia.
Yeah, that was a great game. Beautiful back and forth. Michael shows us a different late game style. Almost all the top undeads will always go for this all-in push. Michael, one of the few who is confident to take it very late and go 2 base versus 2 base. In this case, even 3 base. Sok, interesting also with the Naga. That was pretty good for Fiend and Hero Focus and is way better than MK at Statue Focus. Maybe that was the reason, but in the super late game, we see how the Naga falls off compared to a Mountain King. If this had been a level 4 MK instead, could have been way better. But it's a great game by Sok for large parts. I think it comes down to the early game where he fell behind more than he needed to. He lost a lot of peasants at the expansion. He tried it with the blade block, but honestly, it wasn't that good. He covered one entrance to the peasants, but he didn't protect the other peasants and kept them safe as well. That he can still improve, but still, really good game by the human for a long time, but in the end, Michael takes it. Great game by him as well. The undead heroes in the late with great upgrades there, looking very strong.
So, this was Sok's map already, but will we see a map without the Naga, with standard heroes? We're about to find out. We're back at DreamHack 4 with the second map of the third series of the day. We are ready. Michael and Sock fighting for the winner bracket against Younger, and Michael took the lead on Northern Isles. Our next map is going to be Concealed Hill.
Yeah, another map that we see quite a bit of in the pool. Human fast expansion here is still usually the strategy. Despite how hard it can be, that natural is not easy. There's 2 poison creeps involved. The DK will usually be around to harass. You oftentimes lose the last hit on the big boy. Backpack, more skeletons. It can turn into quite the headache. It could also be a Crypt Lord indeed. I, in fact, was expecting the Crypt Lord, but Michael, playing standard, doesn't need to, maybe. That first map performance looked really solid.
Yeah, maybe he is surprising Sock here a little bit as well. If he prepared for the Crypt Lord and now everything is out the window, yeah, of course he's very good against DK Fiends as well, but maybe not the best preparation here. This could be a rough thing here without an expansion or a late expansion for Sock. Can he get into the first 3 map series of DreamHack Asia, or will we have yet another 2-0 in the region? Concealed Hill will show us. There we go, Todd. Second attempt for Sock to take a map. He's spawning in the upper right-hand side of Concealed. And the leader of the series, the bottom left, is Mikael.
Yeah, and we have an altar first build again from Mikael, so it looks like he's going to play similarly here on Concealed Hill. And it's going to be for Sock to try and make things happen a little better. Yeah, the big question is always, is he going to play with an expansion here on this map? I haven't seen Sock play a ton of one base, but I think he's very capable of playing a rifle style as well if he wanted to. But I still expect an expansion attempt out of him.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If one player or if one Korean human can make one base work, it should be Sock. But it always feels a little better having this expo up. And since this base to expansion distance is a little longer than on Northern Isles, maybe he gets it up, but also the creep spot is a lot harder. So definitely potential for Michael to punish this early with a harassing DK.
I was trying to think about what was his mistakes last game. There were not many. I guess the workshop being where it was at the expo was like pretty exposed, and then after he lost that, he couldn't get enough flying machines to really counter. I think maybe he put too much emphasis on the knights at some point and not enough on the flying machines. Like if you have 7 knights and 4 flying machines and the opponent has 3 destroyers, you just cannot win those fights. So he needed to replenish a little bit better on the flying machine counts. But that's about it. Like there were not really many mistakes. Like we mentioned the peasants that he lost in the start. It's very hard to lose less than 4 peasants when the skeletons come, even if you fully surround your units. And that's one of the big problems of expanding against a top undead like Mikael.
Yeah,
so we'll see if he expands again. Maybe he can wall them. He can put the peasants. He can tuck them in on this map, you know, in the corner.
I agree that the air battle was the deciding factor. If you take out destroyers, then you can dispel the water elementals. That's more damage. You have less damage against knights, then they have a better uptime. And you have to kite a little more. So, yeah, maybe more flying machines would have been the way with, like... It's a little bit of a philosophical question, this matchup, right? Like, 1 barracks, 2 workshops, or 2 barracks, 1 workshop. It's hard. But yeah, the balance may be a little off.
Yeah, usually, ideally, you want to go for 2 barracks and 2 workshops, but it's hard to be able to afford everything, especially with how many peasants he lost in the start and the lack of wood. Absolutely. And Klaus +6 so far on the Archmage, probably hoping for another damage item here. Death Knight is coming in with his friends, the Skellies.
Let's see, get Crystal Ball. Nah, not the greatest for sure, but he gets all of the creeps. Pulls the Herd Militia back, so they're not the easiest target for the skeletons. There's not too much to accomplish. The Footmen do some good damage. DK already at 50%, not level 2, so no regen. 1 Footman is following here. The Archmage takes care of the skeletons. This looks like a pretty good defense.
Yeah. I think if the Death Knight had realized that there were injured peasants, and there should be when human creeps this, he maybe could have gone for the main base and killed a whole bunch more, but he's just gonna heal a little bit at the fountain and then probably follow up and try to kill a little more. And again, we see double additional ziggurats from Mikael. It seems like he never prioritizes the very fast tech to tier 3.
Yeah.
You know, I made a tutorial recently, actually, about Happy's build against human. It's like, it's always the same, right? We know he always repeats the same builds, but it's like super fast tech on 2 zigs. And, you know, you have to lose the Acolyte, and then you're on 25 out of 30, then you get the Lich. And you're on 20 supply for so long, but, I mean, you're only facing footmen, so you're not really worried about, you know, having to fight, maybe losing the fight, because you can kite.
Did you send it to Hawk and Blade?
No, it's a tutorial about Happy playing against humans, so I don't think that would help them.
Okay. Alright, here we go. I like how Sok is constantly waking up the creeps. It's a tiny little thing, but so the DK can't really heal up all the time, and then he's threatening us around. The DK is not doing what he wants to do. He constantly has to react to some threats.
Yeah, and there is no, well, whatever bodies there were like too far at the back now. He couldn't go for any skeletons, but Sok's Expo is still quite a bit delayed. Remember, he sent Militia back home, then he made the Arcane Tower, so like, if I look at this Expo timing, it's not early by any means.
True.
And yeah, Mikael, again, is gonna go for Lich, Slaughterhouse, and he's delaying the tier 3. It's so weird. It just, I guess he doesn't like sacrificing that one Acolyte. Because if he had just sacrificed it, that means he can skip that 3rd Zig and take way quicker.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to go for an early expansion with that or not. It does feel a little off and not optimal. But maybe there's a reason behind it. When I see the movement of the Acolyte, I doubt that, but okay. So no tech by Sok, but Expo is up. 1 tower there. No other SimCity just yet. Scraping all the resources to finally start the keep. Going for defend and a distraction push.
Yeah, look at how long it stays on 31. Like that 3rd Zig does nothing for him.
Yeah.
It just delays his tier 3 way much. And that's why Happy is the best against human. Because he's optimized his builds to the max. Yeah, the wood of Sok better this game than last one, but not necessarily amazing just yet either. He needs to work on making a few more peasants. He's always so good at making the maximum happen out of those footmen without overextending here, by the way. Like, it would be so tempting to just go to the undead base and be like, okay, well, I need to fight right now. But no, he's like, I'll stay near your main base, force you to stay there, and in the meantime, get everything that I need to get going on my side of the map.
Yeah, and he prevents the DK from leveling, right? And the Lich as well. Like, he's level 3. He will get level 4 eventually down the road. He doesn't want to soak up too much experience that might be going for the Mountain King or whatever hero he chooses later. And it's just, he's buying time. The clock is ticking in favor of Sok. Obviously, he has the expansion. He has to wait for his tier 2, tier 3 upgrades. And he keeps Mikael busy. I like that play so far.
Okay, 4th Zig on the way here for Mikael. He's already got the 1 statue, he's getting a 2nd one. Last game it felt like he wanted to go for a timing, but he couldn't for the longest time, so instead he tried to expand, but then that was cancelled. I honestly thought Sok had it many times last game, when he was able to prevent the Expo for as long as he was, and when he reached like a very high night count. It was really the snipe of that workshop that put him in trouble. And then after that, not being able to counter destroyers. But the positioning of Mikael and his fighting was really, really good. Finn gets surrounded. There's a coil.
Second time, he was able to fight out of the first one, but for the second one, I'm not too sure. Nope. He's trading, but you want to trade the footman anyway, so getting a Fiend for that is big. And as long as he prevents level 3, why not? And that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, those statues are having a really rough time, actually. Both of them took quite a bit of damage here from water elementals. Sok's about to reach tier 2, and he's got the wood to start Castle Tech and Mountain King immediately and start his production facilities as well. But now Lich is about to buy Orb, so it might be time to finally get out of there.
It's a crazy damage increase, then you finally have the necessary damage to fight the footman. But yeah, having an undead at the beginning of tier 3 in his base always feels good. So no damage at the expansion. SimCity is kind of an invite for the Pit Lord, isn't it, at the expansion?
Yeah. I mean, that Arcane Tower is going to be a little annoying, but I guess he could snipe that. And Sock saw the triple statue, and he's going double workshop. He's like, okay, I know what's happening here. You're going to go destroy us and try to burst my expo open.
Yeah,
If you're Mikael, actually, there is some incentive to just not go for that now, because you can expect human to overreact with flying machines.
He was scouting at the expansion constantly. If there's something coming up, but there was nothing. Now the Sanctum. Again, a skeleton. Okay, he will see that. But when will he see the 2 workshops is the question. How fast can he react?
Yeah, Web is actually queued just now
Okay.
by Mikael. He needs 1 more Zig here if he wants to morph multiple destroyers. Oh, he's already morphed them. Alright then.
Go, Power
Tower
Rangers.
sniping time. Flying machines come in.
But Web
There's a
isn't ready
card.
yet. This is free reign for the gyros so far.
Yeah. Very nice buying time here. Flying machines coming in. He comes in from behind with the army as well.
Let's go
And-
now. Doesn't want to fight yet. Breaker's coming for a little bit of a better transition if you don't have double racks. But double workshop kinda need breakers.
Sock
And I
a
think
little-
could have done better, right? When there's no web, can't you just be there all the time?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't know that there's no web. If there is, you can't take the risk against 4 Fiends. You're just
Okay.
gonna lose a lot of flying machines, and then they're hard to replenish. Remember, they're more expensive than they used to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Mikael still doesn't have a 3rd hero here. 50 out of 50. He's getting 1 more Zig. And I see an Acolyte headed to the center, so he might just expand there and then do the same as last game, go into Disease Cloud and A-Bombs.
Okay, creeping here is not the hardest with destroyers, as you can devour magic and you have some more damage. And that's the Ogre Lord taken out quickly. Sock is using his anti-air. Oh my god! Hits from the bong. This is gonna be so much mana.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe there is some incentive to go for like a different 3rd hero here. Like a hero that's more mana based.
If
than
you
the
don't
Pit
want
Lord,
to
for example.
push, do you really need a Pit Lord?
I mean, it's always good to fight with because it's so tanky. Like there is Cleave. There was Rain of Fire that he was using as well. And he's gonna repush the main. Actually, whoa, the Archmage is far away from the army.
Uh-oh.
So Sock cannot even town portal. So he's gonna lose those 2 towers.
That's
He's
not
still gonna
good.
push despite expanding.
The Paladin almost surrounded, but he gets greeted with the Coil Nova. And you came from the altar. Go back to the altar. Ooh, this is a rough game for Sock now. All the peasants so hurt. The next Nova is gonna be a multi-kill. And it is the Pit Lord again, so no Nova, but it's getting hot in here.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that, would we? Tower going down. Sock coming from behind. That Bloodlust inbound tanking. Dispelled immediately. Flying machines get on top of everything. The Archmage is going to be forced to town portal immediately. Great reflex.
So many kills.
Oh, he town portal to the main. Oh my god, there's a coil.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Woohoo!
Is that
It was a
enough,
good
though? It is. It would be. Regen potion. But the Pit Lord is going to town.
Oh, Pala's
DK
about
is
to come out
diving.
instead of the army.
Can't you just go for him? For the Archmage?
The Archmage?
Just nuke him.
Archmage?
Avada Kedavra. This is so game.
Yeah, Flying Machines doing what they can, trying to get rid of the destroyers. Knights and Breakers getting on top of the Fiends now, but without the Archmage, there is no orb to help out Sock.
Yeah. There's still some mana. There's always gonna be mana. Cactus Pipe. Statues. What can Sock do against this? It's so brutal.
Yeah, Mikael pressured so early that Archmage didn't even have time to buy orb and staff yet. He's finally gonna go for it now. He's got the gold for it.
What happened to the expansion, by the way? It's gone for Michael.
Yeah, the Archmage went there to cancel it earlier, and Michael was
okay.
like, alright, well, you kill my expo, I kill your main.
Yeah,
Didn't seem to mind too much.
It's a good
But
trade.
that's that mana bong doing so much Like mana-wise.
Yeah, he's never out of mana. Call to arms. He's throwing everything. That was very German. Everything at Michael, so he just TPs out. Damage is done.
He uses the sound portal.
Yes, he did that very well, didn't he?
Get out of there.
Oh boy, how do you get back in this game? Like, what can potentially happen to Sok?
He just needs like one single good fight. Let's say he's able to kill the Lich. It's not too unlikely that he will be able to, you know, like Lich, 575 hit points. If there's a little bit of off-sync death score, you kill the Lich, then suddenly there is no more orb. Then we're looking at a very different game, but it's very hard to achieve. But he does have a good army with Breakers and Knights mixed in.
Alright, maybe he can re-establish the economy in the base, and then it's 2 base, 1 base again. He wants to continue to brawl. Oh, he's just losing flying machines at the moment. Rest is safe. Inner Fire Knights now. Thanks to the steal. Still getting killed, but 2 Fiends dying as well. Level 3 Pit Lord though.
Yeah, a bomb coming in. Disease Cloud has been queued already. He even gets to whip the Drake. He's already here, I'll take him.
Belt again. Very tanky DK.
Yeah.
King has one as well.
I think Sok realized he cannot let Mikael creep this too easily, so he gets back in there, but he just doesn't feel like he has the army needed to fight this.
If they trade 50-50 though, this is always better for Sok, as he has the economy. And he needs the levels as well as the undead.
Oh, the Death Knight. Okay, he has Cloak of Shadows and Greater Healing. Oh, but there's Flying Machines! He's revealed. He's gonna have to put the Greater Healing instantly. There's still a Stormbolt. Death Knight is gonna die!
Oh,
that's what he needed here.
Are you kidding me? Is it really turning around? Fighting Spirit of Sok might be going for the Pit Lord, who's also very tanky, who also has a Greater Healing. Maybe this is too ambitious. That also means that the aura is gone.
Yeah, and Mikael is supposed to instant rebuy, but he's not doing it right now. He's so busy microing inside of that fight, trying to not have his heroes die, but he's losing everything. Sok might be doing it. Mal taking level 3, gonna go for the Lich.
What the hell? Staff is on cooldown, gotta be super careful. Can he go for Zeppelin? Maybe there will be web, but maybe he can evacuate immediately. And he gets the Lich! No way! Double G! Sok! What?
Sick game by Sok, dude. When that AM died, it looked so bad, but very importantly, he cancelled the counter expansion. And at the end of the day, the human was still on 2 bases, and here now we see the late game strength of Mountain King. Once you have that Stormbolt level 2, along with the Orb of Fire, you have a lot more aggressive potential than with the Naga. Maybe Michael thought he was further ahead than he was. If you give enough time to the human army, more knights, more gyros, more levels, this will still be a threat. Maybe Michael becoming a little complacent there, but Sok with a great game. That early as well, the scouting, the creeping, keeping the peasants safe, the transitions, the footy threats across the map, how he transitioned then into the late game. Outstanding play by Sok, man. Really well done.
Todd, do you have anything to add?
No. Yeah, I agree. I think Lucifer or Mikael got a little bit too confident maybe. I didn't really understand when he ran inside of the human main base. And then Sok came in from behind and Mikael was like, okay, that was a mistake. And he just TP'd out instantly. Could have just stayed a little bit back, made sure that he could kite from outside of the base. But yeah, great decision-making and patience from Sok. He finally got the orb and the staff, went for the heroes. I thought the Lich might be the better target, but hey, if you get the Death Knight out of there, usually the other heroes follow and die as well. That was very well played.
All right, then. We will decide this series. Finally, a 3-map series here in Asia. The decision will be made on Amazonia. Looking forward to that. Don't go anywhere. Decision time between Michael and Sock here at DreamHack Fall Asia. Powered by Monster Energy. I hope the players get some as well. They will need it. Long series, the longest series, and definitely the best series we've had in this region. Michael definitely making 1 or 2 mistakes here, but Sock punishing that hardcore and taking it. 1-1 decision, as I said, on Amazonia. Guys, did you catch that now? Next map, Amazonia. Todd, Remo, you got it now?
So on Echo Isles, we might see a Cryptid then, I guess.
I hate you guys. I really need new co-casters. I gotta get the Dust Boys.
Yeah, there's the Mercamps on the side, right?
Yeah, maybe you can go to the marketplace, you know, buy some claws. That's something that we've seen as well. Could be nice.
Yo, DreamHack, can I get new co-casters, please? Or just not do anything anymore? No, I'm excited for this one. Both would deserve it. Both playing good. Amazonia and Michael, little story here. He was the first one, I guess, alongside Remind to mine this thing out.
When was the last time a human won against an undead that found pipe?
Oh.
Probably like
What?
1742 or something.
Good question. I have no idea. We don't.
It
track
never
that.
happened, in fact. That was the first time, and you guys were there. Where were you when history was made?
Let's make some more history. Let's decide this winner bracket semi-final. Who's going to face Younger in the winners final is the question. Michael versus Sock. Game 3, Amazonia. All right. So I guess now that we have a game 3, it's time for some proper introductions, eh? Okay, then I'm gonna do that. I thought I'm gonna give a segue to Todd, but not here. Apparently, in the upper right, in the yellow, taking map 1, but then making mistakes on map 2. Will the trend continue? It's Michael. And the bottom left, probably soon the best human in the world? Question mark. Warcraft 3's B-Boy for the Africa Freaks. It's Sock.
You know that Sock plays in 4x3?
Really? Still?
Yeah.
Sick. No, I didn't.
It's so weird. Did
Isn't
I tell you, like, back in the day when they started having those, you know, flat screens and 16:9 white screens and stuff, and I was so used to playing on a CRT 4x3. I always thought, I was like, who the hell would ever want to play on a white screen? It's terrible. I don't want to watch a movie. I want to play Warcraft 3. So I was like, CRT 4x3 for life.
Wow.
And then
Like the Smash community.
yeah, then I started playing, well, for them it's more about the frame rate, right? But then I started playing on widescreen and I was like, oh my god, how did I ever play on 4x3?
Well, to be fair, back in the day, the widescreen of Warcraft was super stretched as well, so there was a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, but it's still doing it, apparently.
Dude, what is this? It's a ghoul build.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of humans have been expanding on this map. As we know, you can't really go Crypt Lord super well on this. So I think it's probably just an old school Death Knight ghouls, where if the human expands, you just go there with ghouls, you kill a lot of peasants, and then you get ahead from there. And
Okay.
Sock might just play one base. There's no 4th farm, he's on 30 out of 30.
Ooh, there's a 4th farm. He's out of resources.
Wait, he started it when he was on 30 out of 30? Okay.
Yeah, maybe changing his mind or something? I don't know. Going into the middle. Maybe a late expansion? He did see the ghoul build. Maybe it's a late adjustment too.
There's a 5th farm!
What?
What is this build?
Oh, the
my
coil
God, that
doesn't
was
work! That's big! I'm so
Water Elemental
confused.
might fall. This is important experience here. Water elementals, they give a
Yeah.
lot of XP.
DK got it. Michael is attacking now. Wants the next tunneler with a coil that should be his. Doesn't even need it.
What is this build? Like, if you're Mikael right now, you're thinking, okay, well, this guy's playing one base. But he still has to be careful. Keep tabs on him. Kills the deer.
So, he wants to counter ghouls with footmen? Is that the play?
I think he's just delaying the expo and was probably hoping Mikael would misread the situation. Mikael, look, he's sending that one skeleton to the main base. And I think when Sok finally sends militia to the expo, it's gonna be like 10 militia or something. Dude, he has so much wood, look at this! It's like every time I expand, you kill so many peasants, I don't have wood, problem solved. I'm gonna delay the expo and have 600 wood when I finally expand.
Yeah, you could probably power build this with 10 workers, but... Okay, Michael fixes his coil timing, steals some more. This could be dangerous for the footman. Can he get us around? He's definitely trapping him there. Not the greatest retreat, but okay, keeps everything up.
This is the most delayed expo I've seen in a while here. This is crazy.
It's a police squadron, dude. What the hell?
Oh my god.
This is he's sending in the army.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 peasants.
He's gonna creep in with the only peasants.
It's like the G20 police force here.
What the hell is this?
No way, dude.
He zoned him out in the meantime with the rest of the army. Like, I mean, you don't even need to do that because you can't coil the rock golem here as well. So we might as well have been there. Gets a greater mana.
Yep, level 3. Summons more water elementals. This is so much stuff. Maybe he saw enough Crypt Lord games and... Oh my god, this could be turned into a slaughter though. Level 3 for the DK as well. There's no Rod of Necromancy anymore.
Oh, and the Death Knight barely gets up. Ghoul is trapped. Oh my god. Tier 2 is about to finish and the expo hasn't started.
Okay. How much? Okay, he's not that high on gold yet, but yeah, lumber is super crazy.
I think if you're gonna do that, you might as well even tech before you equip the expo. You just have so much wood anyway. And so many peasants that even if you lose some at the expo, you don't even care. There could be some potential in this build here, but the way it was done now, I'm like... Yeah, I don't really like it.
We'll see if this is more stable than the one before. I don't think the ghoul play worked out too well yet. I mean, yeah, he got some kills, but... I think he could have gotten that without the ghoul building with fiends as well.
Imagine if Mikael just expanded himself now.
Good save.
It wouldn't
here.
be that long after
Yeah, true.
after the human did it.
He rather goes for the tier 3, now mixes in the fiends. It's so many footmen.
Lich is out now.
Okay. Tech has started for Sok at the 6:45. It's not that mega ultra late.
Yeah. Remember that on this map, the expansion, this is the only map where the expansion has 20k gold. So maybe that's why, regardless of when you take it, even if it's late, as long as you can take it eventually and secure it, it's still going to be so much gold working in your favor. So maybe that might be the reasoning why he wanted to secure it this way. And now that he has it, he's obviously never going to let it go and always have an economic lead. But the way earlier tech for Mikael here should mean that he's going to have some great tools to push with and do damage.
Oh, yeah.
Namely, the orb eventually, a Pit Lord third could be there. Trying to use his footmen.
Oh, Lich Surround. There is a mana potion, though there is a coil. But can he keep this close? He's trying to. Oh no! Glitches through. No slow, no crowd control on this Lich. But there was a potion consumed early on. Still holds on to the greater mana.
He keeps threatening the surrounds so well. Keeps on forcing the undead back. And as long as you don't have orb here, it's always hard to turn around and fight.
There's not even defend. So I think
The Lich.
can't happen again. Yeah, he's forcing the undead back. Mining, buying time for the tier 2. Crazy. This is
The
working.
stuff's a little bit late at the expo of Sok, and he didn't even wall them off with a blacksmith either. Went for a shredder finally. Oh, he might go for the sapper attack.
A player's forces are under attack.
Zeppelin and Sapper.
Town is under siege.
Both of it. Oh yeah, these ziggurats might just blow up. He's distracting first with a drop. Trying to force Mikael back for the town portal. But yeah, only one tower here. Let's drop this. What's the Sapper going to do? He's not scouted
go
yet.
for the Zig.
Oh, he sees him. He sees him. This is not working out at all. No web yet. One gargoyle is coming against the Zeppelin. So he was anticipating this. Lots of damage. This is a TP, right?
There's 4 footmen in the Zep. Definitely shouldn't lose that above trees.
Gotta be
That would be a
careful.
lot of experience going to undead.
Oh, 1 footman left behind. Don't wait for me, guys. Leave me.
I'll hold him off. I'll buy as much time as I can.
And he did.
Yeah, for 1.5 seconds. Gargoyle is out. Oh my god, the Zep.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Okay, TP out.
Okay, that was almost way worse than what's happened now.
Almost got the graveyard here. Then there's no fiends. But yeah, tier 3 is reached. We have an orb, but the Expo is constantly mining. Michael got the XP lead now. We have a around about 2k gold lead for Sock now.
Frenzy. He's getting frenzy.
How many ghouls are left? 4. Okay.
This army of Mikael looks so funny, by the way. 2 fiends, 4 ghouls, 1 gargoyle. If I didn't know better, I'd say we're looking at computer insane.
Yeah, mix a necromancer in and it's computer indeed. MK out.
Alright, here we go. He's gonna go for the towers.
There's no guard tower yet. Only one finishing now. But the arcane is gone. What can the Mountain King do? Needs some heavy lifting for sure. This tower won't finish. Oh, the
And the
fiend's a
production
little trapped.
facilities. There is only a workshop finish right now for Sock. He's getting flame machines 1 by 1 out of it inside of the main base. 1 destroyer going low. Does he call the fiend or the destroyer? Sorry, fiend.
Gyros are coming in. Web is not finished. He went for Frenzy, but not for that. Oh, Nova Potion! Last second, but he can't fight out. Really, MK dies! And Michael, this might be his game. Will he lose this destroyer now? No, he's just not losing it. Okay, there we go. 1 destroyer down. Fiend dies as well. Floodgates open though. Now the ghouls ravaging these pests.
And Mikael is doing it. He's like, where are you at, Yonge? We'll see who early GG is this time.
This is
Death
a
Knight
comfortable
going to town
position.
these peasants with the ghouls. Actually didn't turn that town portal, but I mean there's no units left here really to threaten, and Sock will fall to Mikael here.